Anyway, the stuff flying about the internet about the Brian Laundrie parents is so bizarre, is so weird. People don't know nothing about the case. They are innocent and always have been. They always have been. They didn't help him escape. It went through my mind at the very start, over a month ago. It went through my mind, but I quickly saw they were innocent and always have been. And the shit going on the internet is unbelievable. And that's generally when I speak up or do an upload. But this is the world's record, and I'll put the link for this. The most nuttiest upload that is totally wrong in the history of the universe, and it's from Callahan Walsh, John Walsh's, apparently his son, and the whole thing is shit. The whole thing is shit. So I'm going to put this in a link, but let me let this play for a bit.
And hunt for Brian Laundrie. Investigators discovering
while I make my sarcastic comments.
Human remains not far from where they found Laundrie's backpack and notebook in that vast Florida preserve. And
they did not find nothing in a vast Florida preserve. That's why they didn't find it at the start, is they were looking in the vast Florida preserve. They weren't looking near the car. They were not searching a vast reserve. Well, they were. That's why they didn't find them.
Crews are back out there on this Thursday morning. Joining us right now is crime victims advocate and John Walsh's son, Callahan Walsh. He's the co-host of In Pursuit with John Walsh. Callahan, good morning.
Now you're going to see a bunch of nutty comments like, well, this is quite a coincidence and I'm not buying it. That they go in there and find them in a few minutes, an area that had been searched heavily with dogs, the works. Bullshit. It's not true.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So the whole world's been looking for this guy, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, yesterday, the family had called the cops and said, 2 days ago, hey, we want to go out and look in that Carlton Reserve with you. Next thing you know, the dad finds...
This is Fox News. Okay, out of nowhere, they call and say they want to go out there to search. It was not out of nowhere. It was the first morning the park was open to the public. It was not out of nowhere. And they went and searched where they knew he was. It was not out of nowhere. Now, this guy is going to go, yeah, it's very mysterious to me.
A dry bag with a bunch of Brian's stuff in it. What do you think about that?
I'll tell you what I think about that. That's where he went and killed himself. That's why the shit was there, man.
It's fishy to me. The fact that, the father and the parents joined the search to begin with, but all...
One, that the father joined the search to begin with. The FBI and everyone was under extreme pressure to use every available resource. So the father had told them on a map where he likely was. And so they, under the pressure, they had the father drive in and point out physically these different areas. They were cooperating with the authorities the whole time and the FBI, but they were told not to go talk to the rioters on the front lawn.
All of a sudden, when they do join, miraculously, they're able to find Brian's remains.
Miraculously. Miraculously. Now, how can that happen? They go to where they were telling everyone where Brian was the whole time, which nobody would believe. And then the first day it's open, they go out there working their way in, looking under the canopies of the trees up next to the trail, which even I suggested. Well, they find him, well, miraculously, they find him right where they were saying he was. I mean...
according to the lawyer, the family had told law enforcement to search this area already, but we've seen that the lawyer has been somewhat of an untrustworthy...
Search this area already. They've been searching the whole goddamn area. They weren't searching next to the car. They were going all over 90,000 acres. And yet everybody believes, well, we had the officials in there with dogs, and they didn't find him. Therefore, every square inch had been searched, like hell it was. Look at my upload about how they find people a year later, and it turns out they were right where they were looking.
The narrator in this story, so who knows if that's true. I just find it very strange and coincidental that all of a sudden when Brian's parents decide to join the search, he's all of a sudden found.
Sure.
Okay, John Walsh's son, that's fine. What an idiot. What an idiot. They need to improve their techniques to continue his good work in finding, solving mysteries and stuff like that. Not this bullshit that the kid is saying. He was wrong about everything. John Walsh, a month ago, said she was beaten to death and that he's in South Africa, that he took a boat down to Mexico. You know, the guy, in this one, the guy was wrong about everything. He let his emotions take himself over. And he did not go or think about going where he was. It's because the entire public was against it as a scam. Well, these parents helped him. They set him up. That DeSoto trip, they went to the store and bought all kinds of supplies to set him up and give him more time to escape. And everyone was full of bullshit the entire time.
The attorney, Steve Bertolino, says the probability is strong that those are Brian's remains. I know you...
As far as them not cooperating, even the lawyer is too stupid to make it clear he did at one point a long time ago, that the parents were cooperating with the FBI. The lawyer himself on the night of the 13th, or it could be the next morning, called the FBI immediately and said that Brian did not return back from his hike. He's probably out there dead. He called the FBI. Now, that wasn't being reported to the public. It wasn't recorded to the local police because that's not the way they do it. The FBI is over local yokel police. He was cooperating with the FBI, and they said it. They said it.
You have said in the past that you and your father have both said you wonder whether or not the family was actually helping Brian in his quest to stay out of the clutches of the cops.
Yeah, I believe that the family had helped him get a head start in front of law enforcement. Wasn't sure how much of a head start. You know, are they?
What a bunch of bullshit. So they've got a lot of people have a lot of crow to eat.